start with a magic circle and put 6 single crochets inside, but if you don't know how to do that, we can always start with just two chains. So 1, 2, and then in the second chain from the hook, in this one right here, we're going to put 6 single crochets in here, and then it will work like a magic circle. Okay, so after you put 6 single crochets, then you're going to put your stitch marker in the last stitch that you just made. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then from now, we're going to put 2 single crochets in each stitch, so in 6 increases. Okay, and you should have 12 stitches all around. From here, you're going to do 1 single crochet and then an increase. You'll repeat that 5 more times, so a total of 18 stitches. Okay, so make sure you have 18, and then we'll move on to round 4, which is 2 single crochets and then an increase. So you'll have 24 stitches. For the next round, we're going to do 3 single crochets and then an increase. Okay, and for the next round, you're going to do 4 single crochets and then an increase. Okay, and once you finish round 6 and you have 36 stitches all around, you're going to do a single crochet all around from round 7 to round 15. So I'll see you when you finish all those single crochets. Okay, so after round 15, it should be looking something like this. And from here, we're going to do 4 single crochets and then a decrease. For the next round, we're going to do 3 single crochets and then a decrease. Okay, for the next round, we'll do 2 single crochets and then a decrease. Next we're going to do one single crochet and then a decrease, but we're going to stuff it with polyfill before we do that round. And by the way, for the polyfill, I always buy the $4 pillows at Target and then just rip it open and use the stuffing from there. I don't know if it's cheaper, but it feels like it's cheaper, so. Okay, so it should be looking like this once you finish stuffing it. And then let's go to the round 19, and we'll do one single crochet and then a decrease all around. Okay, so that is the end of the body, and now we're going to make the head on top. So we'll do one single crochet and then an increase. Okay, and from here we're going to basically continue what we did for the body, and we'll just do 2 single crochet, increase 3, increase 4, increase 5, increase, and then we'll go all the way to 6 single crochets and then an increase. So I'll just let you do that on your own, and I'll see you back when you get to 6 single crochets and increase all around, so you have 48 stitches at the end. Okay, so after round 25, it should be looking like this. And from round 26 to 33, we're going to be doing a single crochet all around. So 48 single crochets all around for those rounds. And I'll see you when you finish all those single crochets. Okay, after 8 rounds of single crochets, it should be looking like this. And it's a little larger than the body. The head is going to be a little larger, and that's totally fine. And from here, we're going to do the exact same thing we did over here with the body. So we'll do 6 single crochets, decrease all around, and then go all the way down until you close the head up here. So yeah, just follow the instructions on the screen, and then I'll see you when you're done with the single crochet and decrease. This is the body and the head, and just make sure that it's round, and we're going to put it aside and start working on the bonnet. Okay, so we're going to make a magic ring and then put 6 single crochets, but if you don't know how to do a magic ring, you can just make a loop and then chain 2. In the second stitch from the hoop, so the first one that we made, we're going to put 6 single crochets in there. And when you're working with black yarn, I recommend doing it in natural light because it's much easier to see the stitches. Okay, so we put 6 stitches in there, and we'll put our stitch marker in the last stitch that we made. So I hope you can see that. It's a little hard to see, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And for the next round, we're going to do an increase in all those stitches, so you'll have 12 after round 2. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing that we did with the body, and we'll continue to do 1 single crochet, increase, 2 increase, 3 increase, all the way to 6 stitches and then an increase, so you'll have 48 stitches at the end of round 8. So I'll see you when you finish round 8. Okay, and for round 9, we're actually gonna start making this triangle on her forehead. So it's gonna be a little different than what we've been doing so far. But first, we're gonna do 8 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, once you get to the 8 stitches, you're going to chain 1 like this, and then in the next stitch, so the 9th stitch of this round, you're going to do a single crochet. And to make sure we don't lose that stitch, we're going to put a new stitch marker in the single crochet that we just made. Okay, and from there we're going to do a decrease, and then 2 single crochets, and then a decrease, and then 1 single crochet. Okay, so from the first stitch that we marked, so you should have 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And once you know that you have 6, you're going to chain 1 and then flip to the other side, and then you're going to put 1 single crochet in the 6th stitch from the last row. So right here, I'm going to do 1 single crochet, and just so we don't lose this stitch, we're going to put a stitch marker in there as well. Okay, and now we're going to do a decrease, and then 1 single crochet. Then you should have 2 stitches left, so this is the one we marked, so 1 and 2. We're going to do a decrease in there. So take this marker out and then do a decrease. And now, counting from your hook to the stitch marker, you should have 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And once you know that you have 4, you're going to do a chain 1 and flip it to the other side. And then we're going to do 2 decreases. So you have 4, so we're going to decrease that to 2. So decrease here. And once you do the first decrease, just put a stitch marker in just in case. And then the last 2, you'll do a decrease. So take the stitch marker out, do a decrease. Okay, so you should have 2 stitches here, one with the stitch marker and one without. Okay, and then lastly, you're going to chain 1, turn it to the other side, and then do a decrease. So take that out, do a decrease. Okay, so you're all done. So you're going to take your scissors and just cut that off, pull through, and that way you should have something like this. So this is a circle, and then this is the little triangle in the front. After making the triangle, we're going to continue round 9. So round 9 started from here, and we went all the way up, and then we did zigzag to make this triangle. So now we're going to work the remaining of the circle right here. So in order to do that, this is where we did the chain for the triangle. This is the base of that. So you're going to insert your hook here. If you're having a hard time looking for this stitch right here, you can always count from the stitch marker. So including the stitch marker, it's the 33rd stitch, counting from here all around. So insert your hook in the 33rd stitch and get some new yarn, pull it through, and you're just going to start single crocheting. So you're going to do 40 stitches counting from here all the way. You're going to go past the stitch marker and then do 40, so you should get to the base of the other side of the triangle. Okay, and then once you get to the stitch marker, it should be 32, and then you're going to go past this stitch marker all the way to the base of the triangle right here. So you should have 40 stitches in total. So that was 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 7, 8, 9, and 40. So that was the end of this round, and you're going to start moving the stitch marker to the 40th stitch that we just made, so right here. Okay, and from here we are going to single crochet along the triangle. So as you can see right now, it's a little bumpy, so we're going to put 4 single crochets up one side and then 1 on the top and then 4 on the other side, so 9 in total. It doesn't really matter where you put the stitches, just make sure that it's along the sides and you have 4, 1, and 4. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 5th one will be on the top, and you should have a tail left over from when we closed the triangle, so make sure you crochet over that as well. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 going down. Okay, and then now we're back at the base of the triangle, and we're going to put in 40 stitches all around here. Now we finished round 10, so you should have 49 stitches all around, and now we are going to start making, so we just finished this part and now we're going to start creating this curve on her side of the faces. So it's going to be a little different again, but we'll take it slow. Okay, so for this is round 11, you're going to chain 1, then take out your stitch marker and then turn to the other side and then do 1 single crochet. And again, just so we don't lose this, we're going to insert our bobby pin into the stitch that we just made, and then we're going to do a decrease. Okay, and then from here we're going to do 34 single crochets. Okay, once you finish 34 single crochets, you're going to do a decrease and then a single crochet. Okay, and from here you're going to, that was the end of round 11, we're going to chain 1 and then turn the other side and then do a single crochet right here. Then again, just so we don't lose the end, we're going to add a stitch marker to the single crochet we just made, and from here we're going to do a decrease again, and then we're going to do 32 single crochets. Okay, once you finish 32 single crochets, you should have 3 stitches left, so you're going to do a decrease and then take out the stitch marker and do 1 single crochet. and that's the end of round 12. Now we're going to do 13. So again, chain 1, turn to the other side, and we're going to do a single crochet, then insert your stitch marker into the single crochet we just made so we don't lose it. And now we're going to do a decrease, and then we're going to do 30 single crochets all along till we get to the other side. Once you finish 30 single crochets, you're going to do a decrease, then take out the stitch marker and do a single crochet. And then that's the end of round 13. So for round 14, again, you're going to chain 1, turn it to the other side, and do 1 single crochet. And then you're going to put the stitch marker so you don't lose the end. And then you're going to do a decrease. And then next you're going to do 28 stitches until you get to the other side. Okay, and once you finish 28, again you're going to do a decrease. And then take out the stitch marker and I'm going to do a single crochet. Okay, and from here you're going to, for round 15, 16, and 17, so the next 3 rounds you're going to do the exact same thing. So you're going to chain 1, flip it to the other side, and do and then instead of doing any decreases, you're going to just do single crochets. So it's 32 single crochets, down and up and down again. So 3 rows. So 1, 2, 3. And make sure that you always put your stitch marker on the first stitch that you make so you don't lose the end. And I'll see you when you finish round 17. Okay, so this is the end of round 17, and next round 18 you're going to chain 1, flip to the other side, and then do 1 single crochet. And then again you're gonna insert your bobby pin or your stitch marker to the first stitch that you just made, and then do a decrease. And then you're going to do 26 single crochets. Okay, so once you finish 26 single crochets, you should have 3 stitches left. So you're going to do a decrease, and then 1 single crochet. Okay, that's the end of round 18. And now we're going to do round 19, which is very similar. You're going to do a chain 1, turn the other side, then single crochet, the stitch marker in that single crochet, then you're going to do a decrease, and now you're going to do 24 single crochets. Okay, and once you finish 24 single crochets, you're going to do a decrease, and take out the stitch marker and do 1 single crochet. Okay, and now you're going to do this chain 1, turn to the other side, and then the same thing again, single crochet, stitch marker, decrease, and then you're going to do 22 single crochets, a decrease, and a single crochet. I'll see you at the end of round 20. Okay, so we just finished round 20, and round 21, again you're going to chain 1, turn to the other side, and then now you're going to do 5 single crochets. But again, after the first one, make sure you put the bobby pin. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to do a decrease. Okay, and then you're going to repeat that 2 more times, and then after that do 5 single crochets, and you should get to the other side. Okay, and this is the end. So this is the 5th stitch. We just finished round 21, and for round 22 we're going to chain 1 and flip to the other side. Okay, you're going to do 4 single crochets and then a decrease, and then you're going to do one more of that. Okay, and after that you're going to do 5 single crochets, and then a decrease. Okay, and you should have 4 single crochets left, so you do 4, 4. Okay, and from here I'm just gonna put the stitch marker in the last stitch so we don't lose it. We're going to be chaining 8, but we're also going to be working into these chains, so I'm just gonna switch my 3.5mm hook to my 4mm, just so that the chains are going to be a little loose. Okay, so we're going to chain 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so right now it should be looking something like this. So from here we're going to actually put this bonnet on top of the head. So grab your body and the head and then just put it on top. Okay, and it should fit like this. And the chain 8 that we just made, we're actually gonna bring it all along to this side, like that. Okay, so that was round 22, and now we're gonna switch back to my 3.5mm hook, and from here, the next round you want to do 3 single crochets into this side. So we brought this all over this side, and we have this bobby pin in, so that's our mark. So insert your hook into where that bobby pin was. Oop. Sorry. Okay, and from there you're going to do 3 single crochets. So 1, and just so we don't lose it, I'm just gonna put another bobby pin in the first single crochet that we just made. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, and after 3 we're going to do a decrease, okay, and after that we're going to do 3, so we're going to do 2 single crochets and a decrease and repeat that 3 times. Okay, we're almost there. So you can see we have two stitch markers on both of the sides, and we should have 3 more stitches left over until we get here. So I'm gonna do 3, 2, then take out the stitch marker, and that's going to be 3. And from 4 to 11, that's going to be from this end to this end, so we're going to crochet along the chain 8 that we did on the previous round. So it's a little tedious, so I'm going to do it off camera, but just crochet along this chain 8 that we made. Okay, so once you single crochet along the chain that we made, you should have 1 more stitch until you get to the stitch marker. So just take out that stitch marker and put in 1 single crochet, to slip stitch into the next one and cut the yarn off. Okay, and you are done. So that, whew, that was tough, but we made it. Good job. Okay, and just make sure to round out the head. It should be looking something like this. And then just weave in the ends before we move on to the next stage. Now we're going to make these little triangles to put all around her bonnet. So we're going to make a total of 6 of them. Okay, so first you're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to put 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, in the second chain from the hook. So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to chain 1, turn it to the other side. You're going to put in 1 single crochet, and then a decrease, and then 1 single crochet. You should have 3 single crochets along the top. You're going to chain 1, turn to the other side, then you're going to do a decrease, and then 1 single crochet. Okay, you should have 2 single crochets on the top. I'm going to chain 1, turn to the other side, and then do a decrease. Okay, and from here you're just going to cut and then pull it through, and then you're going to weave in both of these ends and make 6 of the same ones. This is what it should look like after you make 6 and weave in all the ends. And now we're going to attach it to the bonnet, so the lower side of the bonnet. So each triangle has 4 stitches on the top, so a total of 24 stitches. And the bonnet as well has 24 stitches along it. So just make sure that the center 2 are in the middle, and then start sewing 4 stitches each, the bonnet and the triangle, 4 stitches each, and then it should fit perfectly. Okay, so once you attach all 6 of them, it should be looking something like this. Now we're going to make the ears. Okay, so for the ears, you're going to do 4 single crochet and a magic ring. Again, if you don't know how to do a magic ring, you can always just chain 2. And then in the second chain from the hook, you can put 4 single crochets in there. Okay, and from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll put your stitch marker in the last stitch that you just made. For round 2, you're going to do 4 single crochets. Okay. And from round 3, you're going to do 4 increases. Okay, and for round 4 and 5, you're going to do 8 single crochets. Okay, and for round 6 you're going to do 1 single crochet and then increase, and you'll repeat that around. Okay, and for round 7 and 8 you're going to do 12 single crochets all around. Okay, and once you finish that, it's going to be 2 single crochets and then an increase. Okay, now it's 3 single crochets and then an increase. Okay. And from here we're going to do, we're only going to work in the back stitch, and we're going to do a decrease, 10 decreases, so only in the back loop. Okay, and from here you can fold it in half and then insert to both sides and close it with maybe 4 or 5 single crochets. And then leave a long tail so you can sew it onto the bonnet. Okay, so this is the ear, and now we're going to make the top part of the ear. So just get a new strand of yarn, and then you're going to chain 2. 1, 2, and then you're going to do a puff stitch, which is kind of like a double crochet. So you yarn over and then insert into the second chain from the hook, and then yarn over, and then you pull it all the way up so it's like this, and you have 3 loops on your hook, and then do the same thing 2 more times. So yarn over, insert, pull up like that, and then 1 more. Okay, and once you do that, you're going to yarn over and pull through all the loops that are on the hook like that, and then just yarn over and pull through that loop, and then make it a little tight, and then go back into the loop that we were working in and do a slip stitch, so it kind of curls like that, and then you have a puff, and you're going to cut the yarn and then fasten off. Okay, and from here you're going to take your yarn needle and insert to the top of the ear. Okay, like this, and then you are going to tie it, make a tight knot. Okay, and then you have a puff on top of the ear. So all you got to do now is take your yarn needle and weave in the ends, and once you have 2 ears, you can go ahead and attach it to the top of the bonnet. Okay, so after you attach it, it should be looking something like this. For me, it worked really well when I started from the 4th, between the 4th and the 5th stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Between 4 and 5, that's where I started, and then I just went down each row, and same for the other side as well. Now the last part is making the arms and the legs. So I'm gonna skip the arms. I think it'll be pretty straightforward after you finish the body. So just follow the instructions on the screen, or there's the full pattern in the description. So I'm gonna move on to the legs. So the legs, you're going to first chain 4. And then now we're going to be working around the chain. So in the second chain from the hook, second stitch from the hook, you're going to put 1 single crochet and then make sure to use a bobby pin so we don't lose it. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 more in the next stitch. And in the third stitch, we're going to put 4 single crochets in there. So 1, 2, now kind of moving to the other side, but still working in the same stitch. I'm going to put 3 and then 4. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then lastly we'll do an increase. So see how we kind of worked around the chain, and that is the end of round 2. And for round 3, we're going to take out the bobby pin and put an increase in there. 1, 2, and again, put back the bobby pin in the first stitch so we don't lose it. And then we'll do 2 single crochets. And then we'll do increase in the next 2 stitches. And now we're going to do 3 single crochets. And then lastly, we'll do an increase. So you should have a total of 13 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, and for round 4 and 5, we're just going to do 1 single crochet all around, so 13 single crochets. Make sure to put the bobby pin in the first stitch so we don't lose it. Okay, so that was round 4 and 5, and for round 6, this is our last one. We're going to start with 5 single crochets. That's the first one, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now we're going to do 2 decreases. It's 1, 2, and then the single crochet for the last 4. Okay, and then you can take out the bobby pin and then leave a long tail, and then cut off the yarn, and then just slip stitch to fasten off. And this is what it would look like. We'll just cut the middle yarn as well. Okay, so as you can see, it's kind of like a foot, like this. So you're going to stuff it very lightly, and then you're going to sew it on the body like this. So you're going to make 1 more, so you have 2 feet like that. Okay, so after you sew on the arms and the legs, it should be looking something like this. So the body is now done, and the last thing we need to do is get some felt, pink and black felt, and just cut out the 6 of these circles and 1 for the nose. And then this skull is probably the hardest. Mine is not really good, but yeah, just do your best to create a skull, and also the eyes. And then I'll see you when you finish all the felt work. Once you cut out the felt and you stick it on with hot glue gun, you're going to take some black thread, and we're going to make the mouth